Aside from neck and back, thank you for the recommendation. Is there any other specific requests? Oh, our theme for today, balancing. I know that's a very dirty word when we come to movement, because balancing is not easy, and that's exactly why we're going to do it. Developing confidence in our practice, pushing outside of our comfort zone, and building up a newfound sense of balance and confidence. Ready to get started? All right, my friends, come with me. Come join me on your mats, please. We are going to begin standing with the assumption that you've been seated for a good portion of your day already, working. So if that's ever not the case, I'm just turning my space heater around. If you have one, I recommend. It makes the practice so much better. But if you ever have requests about starting, whether you'd like to start down or meditating or breathing, I am here for you. So always let me know. To begin, we're in a very soft, gentle, bent in through the knees, soft in the arms, pretty heavy and lazy in the arms. Just about hips width distance position standing. Then we're going to slightly bend, sweep the arms forward, and all the way back down behind us. Now in the beginning, we're just going to move slowly, breathing in, lengthening up. Exhale, sweeping down, bending a bit deeper. Inhaling, rising. Exhaling, swinging arms in slow motion back. And I'm sure you know where this is going to progress. Once we link it with breath, we're going to have some fun with speeding it up. Let's breathe in here, out here. And as you do, feel a stretching open of the front body and a stretching open of the back body. We press navel forward, round back behind us. Let's try twice more in slow motion. And then we'll see how it feels to speed it up. But move with a comfortable breath, yogis. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. I love these swings. Think about lifting and lengthening. And then as you exhale, think about slinging tension away from your bodies. 4 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. In and out. Twice more like this. Love a good clearing breath. That's an open mouth exhalation at the beginning. Press palms together at the top, stretch and lengthen, planting left foot down as you tip off to the right side. Eye gaze towards your right toes, feeling a little stretch under your left shoulder blade. Re-rise, breath comes in. Plant right foot down as you tip to the left. Eye gaze towards your left toes, reach off on the diagonal over there. Big breath in to lengthen, under right shoulder blade. Exhale to rise. Clasping hands behind low back. Let's stretch open on our chest. I want you to think about cracking your sternum open and pressing your heart buoyantly skywards. Let it lift so the universe can come kiss your heart and soul. Big breath in. Sink down into chair pose. Keep the arms, but then forward fold, yogis. You can rest your hands on the small of your back, or you can stretch your knuckles skywards. Big bend in your knees to support your hamstrings in the beginning of your practice. Slowly straightening legs as it feels good to you, but definitely push to that edge, right to the edge of discomfort. We feel a little sensation and we breathe a lot when we're feeling that. 1 more big breath in. Give your head a giant shake no, as in no time for tension in our necks. Allow your head to come to a still. Let fingertips fall to small of back and just trail down your body so they land softly in the earth. Lift a little bit halfway and then shake your head yes. Yes to bringing in a little joy and positivity to our lives with a movement breath practice. Lift halfway, yogis, fingertips to your shins. Exhale, sinking down into chair pose again. Clasping hands behind low back and then stretch up tall, press out of your heels. Wrap knuckles around right side body, look forward, and then drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap our hands around, lean off. Now just remember, we're staying upright here, so we try not to lean over when we stretch our neck. Spine is long, and that way we breathe into the left side, left shoulder, and your neck. Back to center, send knuckles behind you, clasp them around your left waist. Stand really tall and then drop softly, left ear to left shoulder. Slight bend in your knees, so we're always finding ease anywhere that we're not stretching. Take a drop in your bottom jaw, let it hang heavy from the top, and just have a little casual smile on your face to bring a whimsical side to the practice. Eyes forward, inhale, taking fingertips skywards. Really open your fingertips like you're shooting sparks out them, and then draw them to the back of your skull, but fingers are really widely spread. Elbows open, come into a baby cow, navel forward, tail and top of head back. Curl into an angry cat, elbows tap forward as we round, tucking elbows down towards our navel. Inhale, rise, press elbows out, draw navel forward, tail and head behind you. Round into a little ball, elbows touch one another and draw towards navel. Inhale, open, breath comes in here. Exhale, round. Exhale really deeply. Extra puff at the bottom if possible. Inhale, rise. Extra sip of air at the top. One more time, exhale, round in here and stay for a moment, yogis. If your back feels really tight, move a little every which way. Maybe you unclasp your elbows, give yourself some room to move, and then you can move your hands to a new spot on your skull, helping you get a little rounder in your back so you feel more open, more release, and use your breath to rub up against any tension you're finding. Fingertips hang heavy, and then we ragdoll roll back to standing. Let's get some balance on right away in our sun salutations. Left knee rises, big breath in. Draw back into airplane pose. Extend your leg and your arms behind you. As soon as you find airplane pose, bend your right knee and tap your left toes down. Fingertips frame out the right foot, and we move forward and back here through a lunge. If you prefer kneeling, please do. You might be lifting and lowering or circling your hips, just moving into the front of your left hip, your back hip. Breathing and bringing a little bit of release into a very tight emotional storage locker, your hips. Shift back into half split, fingers under your shoulders, straightening up your right toes to the sky if you can, easing as far back with your hips as it feels good. One big breath in, opening chest. Exhale, release back into low lunge. Elevate your left leg and carry it skywards. One more knee lift. Arms rise, knee rises. Give it a hug with your hands. Create a little basket around your knee and try to lean back so much that you feel your right hip flexor stretching. I'm going to show you from the other side. As we lean back, we lengthen the right hip flexor, but we have to hug our left knee and really close to feel that. Breathing one more time. Back to center, soft landing left toes, arms rise. Wonderful job beginning balances. Right knee lifts. Inhale here. Exhale, airplane pose. Press right toes and arms behind you. Bend deeply into your left knee. Soft landing. You decide whether you're kneeling or keeping right knee elevated. Fingers frame front foot. Just move. There are no rules in class. The only rule, there is one rule. Find what feels good and have fun. So whether you're moving side to side, up and down, front to back, you're breathing into the right hip flexor. One more breath. Let's land our right knees. Shift your hips back to half split. Fingers come under shoulders. I like to flex the left toes for more sensation, but if you prefer keeping yours straight, this is your practice. I'm here as a guide, and I'll cue you, but you always intuitively move, listening to your body. One more big breath in here. Release back into low lunge. Elevate your right leg, a little boost. Carry it to the sky, yogis. Come to stand with a little basket weave around the right knee. Capture it. And when you do have it, if you can lean back at all, trust your balance. Listen, we're gonna wobble and fall out of our balances a lot today. All we need to do is dust ourselves off, maybe giggle a little bit and come back to work. Breathe into your left hip flexor. Release softly through the right toes. Arms rise. Well done. Forward fold. Release to the floor. Once you've arrived, send fingertips a bit more forward and lift off your heels. Take a big breath in. Allow your head to hang. Let your heels melt down, rise halfway, fingertips slide up the shins, inhale here. Exhale, refold. Right leg steps back, and as we rise into high lunge, we are elevating our left heel with it. Take a big lift in your front heel. A little balance challenge, right? You might be wobbling with your ankle. That's a good thing. We're stabilizing. Breathing in, lengthening up again. Feel the right hip flexor stretching. Land your left heel. Frame out the left foot. Push back to downward facing dog. Oh, we made it, yogis. Take a big breath in this dog. Move as it feels good. Ask your body what it needs. We're going to come together in just a moment. For now, you move intuitively. Take a huge breath in. Easy breath out. And come with me, my friends. Right leg rises. Heel bends in towards your butt. As you fan your right knee open your hip. Allow it to drop behind you, possibly tenting your right fingertips. And if you can, elevate right fingertips, but hover your right foot. So instead of flipping our dog, we're hovering our flip dog. Take another big breath in. Now, if you fully flipped, remember, we're just gonna dust ourselves off, laugh, and try again. So if you fully flipped, come back to us. Three-legged dog, right hand down, right leg high, push away. All toes on the ground, rolling forward to plank position. Take a big inhale, angry cat through the back, arching as you roll forward, possibly dropping to knees, especially on the first round. Bend your elbows, try to hug onto your ribs as you lower slowly. And then stretch out overhead, arms overhead, toes are walking away from hips, thumbs turn up to the sky. Chin to chest. You might want to feel your neck. Make sure there's no wrinkles in the back of your neck. It's very long as you tuck your chin in. Elevate toes, knees and thighs. Elevate pinky fingers. Stay really long. Action. Open through the toes and the fingers. Spread your webbing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands land right outside your shoulders. Toes melt to the ground. We press back child's pose. Tuck your toes here. When you're ready, rise to downward facing dog. Breathe in as you do. Right leg elevates again, but we look forward this time. Crunch knee under body. Look between your thumbs and attempt to land your foot right there. If you get a little stuck, grab your ankle and help it through. Back leg, balancing lift. Breathe in. Carry it to the sky with you. Crunch your knee to your chest. Stand tall and strong on one leg. Once you've risen to the sky, release your toes. Beautiful, yogis. Inhale again. Here we go for round two. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhalation. Full exhalation. Left leg lunges back. Arms rise. And as you rise, your right heel follows. Big breath in. A little wobbly through the ankle. That's a good sign. If we weren't wobbly, we would not be challenging ourselves. So welcome to the challenge. Welcome to the warmth it brings and the strength you end up with. Big breath in. Heel melts down, fingers fall, push back downward facing dog. Take a lift up through your left leg. Now listen, if you didn't like hovering flip dog, stay right here, yogis. Bend your heel towards your butt. Open your knee like a yawn in your hips. Potentially tapping left fingertips down, and then play that little balance game. Allow your left leg to fall behind you, left arm to rise like you're coming into flip dog, but you don't actually fully flip. Big balance challenge. One more big breath. Let's come back to our three-legged dog friends. Press on back, both sets of toes down, and roll forward to vinyasa. Breathing into plank, angry cat rolls us there. Exhale, release, chaturanga. Walk your toes back. Press palms down so strong, squeezing shoulder blades together, and rise up a little bit through your chest, or a lot if it feels better. Any constriction in our low back, yogis, we widen our legs left to right. Re-release, press back child's pose. Tuck toes, rise to dog as you breathe in. Find breath to connect with these movements. Inhale again, left leg rises. Check where you're gonna land. Look at your thumbs, crunch your knee under, land heel right under your knee. Back leg elevates. Try to stand on one leg, crunch right knee in. Rise and shine, taking right knee with you. Breath in. Soft landing through the right toes. Breath out. Great job, yogis. It gets a little better from here. Arms rise again. Left knee rises. We're gonna go back to the other side. Now watch me before you cut. We're gonna circle all the way around, all the way back behind us, but notice how my knee's coming out. Make a huge semicircle. Okay, join me. Big semicircle. We're gonna land in warrior two. Land back softly. Spread the arms long. Did you make it? If you clunked, don't worry, we'll have another round. Right heel rises, bend deeply into right knee. Eye gaze past your right fingertips. So we're just gonna move through the wrists here. Make fists and circle your wrists. See if you can play a little mind game to stay present. Circle one wrist one direction and the other wrist the other direction. Oh, it's so hard. Mind yoga. All right, breathing yogis. Take another big breath in and out. I think mine started to go the same way. Re-release, fingertips get jiggly and long, just shake them out. Right heel down, sun warrior, right arm rises like you're putting the ball of sunshine high into the sky. Back arm rises to hug. What do we want to hug? A snowball, hug a snowball over your head, a big snowball. Rebend into right knee, keep reaching back. Beautiful job. Right arm comes to the thigh, super light. I can always lift this arm no matter how much I'm leaning, okay? Left arm overhead, using our core. Elevate your right forearm a tad. Make sure you're using your core. Beautiful job. One more big breath. Roll back down to low lunge. Lift your left heel. Press back, downward facing dog. Roll forward, yogis, in your time. Never rush your practice. Inhale, cat roll to plank. Exhale, flat body down, chaturanga. When you're ready to back bend, do you want to revisit where you were a moment ago, baby cobra, or would you like an up dog? Straight arms, knees and thighs rise. Breath comes in here, out as we exhale, back to child or straight to downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna do a little hop this time. Bend your knees in your down dog, look forward at your thumbs, and we're just gonna spring forward. If that's way too scary, step forward. Forward fold, roll to rise, take a big breath in. Remembering that when we're rising, some backs can be really cranky, so if they are, stay. Breathe into any areas of discomfort. Spend as much time as you need. All right, my friends, big breath in. Feels good to be here together. Right knee rises. We're taking that huge circle. Let's try to move in slow motion here. It's gonna come all the way behind us. All the way back, still moving, take your time. Bending into your left knee. And as you tap back, make sure you're wide enough to rise upper body into warrior two, bending deeply into the left knee. Heel rises through the left foot. Whoa, we're doing a lot of calf hugging today. Hug it into your shin. Eye gaze to the left fingertips. Same thing, working our wrists, but we're just gonna move our wrists to point up and down. Fingertips on one hand up, fingertips on other hand down. Straight up, straight down. Now make sure you don't get little lip noodly. So we want to be really long and strong here. Relaxed in our shoulders though, move at your pace. And then just flip them forward and back. So take palms to face me. Take fingertips forward and back. Forward and back. We have 4 more here. Wide open in your fingers, webbing is spread, 2. And 1, left heel finally melts down. Good job, left thigh. Sweep up into reverse warrior. I call it sun warrior because the left hand is placing the ball of sunshine high in the sky. Hug that snowball, yogis. Right arm rises. Keep leaning back, but bend into your left knee because what happens when we lean back? We pull out of the left knee. Or you bend. Breathe. Find length in the underside. Really reach forward. Beautiful job. Left forearm falls. Before you lean, gentle, gentle. Make a promise to yourself. Lean over, all core. Can you hover your left forearm? Good, so here's what we don't want. Oh, we're just hanging out here, resting like a kickstand. We want to be strong. 1 more big breath. Beautiful job. Come back to warrior two. Roll down to low lunge. Right heel rises. Plant around the left foot. Down dog. Our final vinyasa, yogis. Take a big wiggle in your down dog. On your next breath in, let's roll forward, angry cat style, big puffy back. Exhale, release as slowly as you can through chaturanga. Really strong in the backs of your arms here. And then we're gonna take our thumbs to the head of our shoulders. Let me show you this from the front. Thumbs to head of shoulders, fingers out, okay? Push your toes back, get as long as you can, and then pull up by squeezing your shoulder blades together, lifting from the backs of our arms, lifting the backs of our hands skywards, big upper locust. Roll to the baby toe side of your feet, so all 5 toes are pressing down to help you lift even bigger. One more breath. Exhale, release. Push up to plank if possible. You're welcome to visit child's. Straight to downward facing dog. Awesome job, yogis. Let's get twisty. Step your feet forward and wide. So maybe 1 footprint forward, but as wide as your mat is left to right. Tense up through your left fingertips and just peek out under your right armpit. Oh, sorry, you guys. I meant tense your right fingertips, excuse me, and look out under your right armpit. Allow your hands to fall. Send your left arm under your body, reaching for the right outer something, whether it's your knee, all the way down to your heel. If you bend your knee, you'll get a good grasp. And then peek out again under your right armpit. Big twist. Twisting through the back, twisting through our necks. All these great ways to wring out tension and to detoxify our bodies. When you're done with it, release back to downward facing dog, a short downward facing dog. Now lift your left fingertips, just tent them a little bit. Peek out under your left armpit, a tiny twist to begin. Flatten through that left palm, thread right arm under your body. Bend your left knee, it's a little closer that way to grab tightly onto something. Straighten your left knee as much as possible and peek out again right under your left armpit. Now breathe in the sensational spots underneath the right armpit. One more big breath in here. Unwind slowly. Step yourself back into a regular downward facing dog. Take a peek forward, bend your knees. Let's see if we can hop to the front of the mat. You want to look where you're going. That makes things a little easier. Hang in forward fold, and then find your way to the sky, whether you hinge halfway, hinge fully, or you're rolling. Sweep arms skywards. Such a great job today. Little balance challenge. Left knee rises, left hand holds somewhere under thigh, onto your knee, on the inside of your knee, just anywhere. Right arm moves sideways, as does the left knee. Eye gaze moves to the right fingertips. And then we close our eyes. It seems so simple, but you'll see. Listen, yogis, the second you close your eyes, everything gets topsy-turvy. You know what you're gonna do. Dust it off, come back and try again. Knowing that you're not alone, if there is a day where you are a hot mess and none of these balances end up well, I am right there with you. Let's try one more breath in this posture. Now reopen your eyes and reassert yourself. Re-find your confidence. Eyes back forward. How easy is that when your eyes are open? How hard is that when they're closed? Come back forward, still working on this leg. Extending left leg. Option, hold one hand or two. Option, left piece fingers, index and middle around the big toes. Anything that works. You lengthen to the best of your ability. That could be down here on the floor. Stand strong where you are. Engage your quad and breathe. One more breath in. Close your eyes as you do. Reopen your eyes. Well done, yogis. Rebend your left knee and release. Shake everything out. In between balances, we want to do the funniest dance we've ever done to get loose. I felt like Pinocchio there. Okay, hug up through your right knee, but the left arm comes to the side as your right knee travels out. Eye gaze, look left. Remind yourself, look at me, I'm balanced, I'm okay. Your toes can always be down. When you find stability, challenge that. Close your eyes. Praising yourself on trying here. Being super proud of your ability. You have a limitless number of attempts. We can only get better from here, yogis. Hang in. Try one more breath in that balance wherever you were. And then reopen your eyes. Now you may be all mixed up, but reassert yourself. Right knee out, eye gaze over the left fingertips. Find one breath with confidence. And then come forward. Well done, yogis. Straighten your right leg. Any way to hold that. Any way to support that. Any way you feel that you can sustain it. I go peace fingers around the right big toe. Extending and breathing. Ungripping where you don't need it. In your left toes and in your facial features. In the left hands if it's not holding your leg. Big breath in. One more attempt to release the leg extension. And then slowly let go. Do whatever you need to free up your standing leg that works really hard and the balancing leg. Great job, yogis. Big breath in. Take a break. Inhale. Exhale. Find a rag doll. Just float down to forward fold as softly as possible. Step your feet out so they're wider than your hips width distance and sink your buns down. Toes usually like to turn out here. Yogi squat. This is a great one. This is a great one. Your hips at any depth are great. Just listening to your body. We're gonna get a little bigger in this. Not a balance, just a really nice stretch. Left fingers down. Right hand to inner right knee. Left hand holds right ankle. And we're gonna drop the left shoulder in as much as we can, pushing the left knee open as we push away on the right knee. Eye gaze looks to the right. If you're up high, this is a bit trickier. We can't get our shoulders in up high. That's okay. You're just gonna use your left elbow and your right hand. Still opening the inner thighs, still stretching, still feeling really good, I hope. Breathing in and breathing out. Come back to the center, my friends. Lift your hips, roll your toes forward, take a break. Hang heavy. When you are ready, never rush your practice. Sink back down. Yogi squat, we will wait for you. All righty, let's do this. Right arm inside. Try to get your shoulder in, but just get as low as it's comfy for you. Let the right hand fall. Left hand to the inside of the knee, and I want to go like this. Push away, okay? Push away. Right hand can clasp on to left ankle. That just gives you a good lever to push against. Eye gaze to the left. Remembering that if your yogi squat is up high, any way that you can accomplish, pushing open and looking over the left side. Breathing all of our energy into the inner thighs here. Pulling pelvic floor and navel up and in. One more big breath. Release, eyes down, fingers down, toes turn forward, feet are parallel to one another. Lift your hips wide-legged, forward fold. Really well done, yogis. We're gonna take a break on our balancing. Toe heel your feet wider so that you can bend your knees and roll up into a sumo or a goddess squat. When we're in this position, our toes are out a little bit, so our knees are in line with the middles of our feet. Sink down in the hips, really strong sumo or goddess. Inhale, 5-pointed star, rise here. Exhale, come into your strength and power. Inhale, come out, take a break. Come back into your power. We have one more just like this. Breathe in and breathe out. Hold. Send the arms very long and shift your weight to the right and the left. Look down. Let's make sure our knees are behind our baby toes here. Shifting and stretching our inner thighs. Breathe in one way. Breathe out the other. If you'd rather rest your arms, please do. Option, come hands to floor. See what feels good. No matter where you are, yogis, we're gonna push out side to side. As I lean right, my left hand pushes, so I can get a tiny twist through my torso. Push and twist. If you're on the floor, reach and twist. Reach and twist. Find something that feels really good for your core. 3, 2 more. And 1. Beautiful job. Back to the center. Take a ball in front of you. Literally envision a ball. It's a ball of energy called chi. And start to push it to the right. Gentle in shoulders, elbows and hands. Push it to the left. Breathe in one direction, out the other. So your chi ball is moving with your breath at whatever pace is beautiful to you. Your energy ball is earth, order, space, or fire? Which one speaks to you? Breathe in. Eye gaze following fingertips will help you establish a big mind-body connection. We're gonna add on push to right, pull back just a tad and press both palms forward. Push to the left, pull back, press both palms forward. Chi ball, double palm press. Chi ball, double palm press. Inhale, exhale. One more add-on. Inhale, exhale. Adding on here, yogis. Chi ball, double palms, pull back again, backs of hands press forward. Wrist stretching, chi ball, double palms, backs of hands press forward. Chi ball. Fingers up, fingers down. Now move through your side body. Can you press your belly forward? Lengthen out through your sides. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One breath for each movement. We only have 2 more. Hang in. Last one each one. Big clearing breaths when you work up lots of heat, which we do when we squat. Exhale to release the heat. Bring arms to center. Cross your wrists up top. Lover's hands. Once wrists cross, we clasp our palms. Elbows hug the ears, and I like to use this to lift our bodies up. Lift up really tall. Wiggle, 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 lift. Soften your knees a tad. Tip to the right, big side bend. If this is too much with arms overhead, find any arms that really work for you. Big breath in. Full breath out. Stand tall. Breath in. Lengthen up. Breath out. Tip left. Find any arms that work. We're going to hang in for another moment. Come back to center. Release the hands. Sink back down for a moment, but clasp even the heels of your hands together so we don't have a space. We're really clasped tight and we press knuckles to chase the floor. It's going to help our chest open. One more big breath in. Turn toes in, maybe pigeon-toed, but definitely at least parallel to one another. They can turn in more if it feels good for your knees. Wide-legged halfway fold. Just halfway, yogis. Now push your buns back, away from your shoulders. Push your tail away from the top of your head and shoot your knuckles behind you. Hang on, I know you can do this. Release crown of head to floor, and then let your fingers slowly fall down under your shoulders. All right, we're gonna manipulate our hips here, my friends. Stay where you are in your forward fold wide leg, but push your pinky toes out, left to right. Really push out. You feel your butt and your sits bones spreading, right? Maybe you feel your tail lifting. Pull your inner arches into the middle of your mat. Feel your sits bones closing, narrowing, and your tail tucking. Push out, pull in. Push out, pull in. Soft knees here. We have 3. 2, you can do this in downward facing dog. You can do this in forward fold, anything that feels good. Find a spot to relax. No stress through the arches, just relaxed in your body. Hang heavy. If your head is on the floor, walk your toes a little closer, left to right. Big breath in. Full breath out. All right, one more funny thing to do. It's a little weird and a lot of fun. Turn your toes back out, sink back into your sumo or your goddess. We're just gonna stretch for a sec first. Left fingers down inside the knee, drop your left shoulder and peek to the right. You're really pushing here, yogis, knee out towards baby toe. Eye gaze back down, switch hands. Right fingers face down, hand pushes on the inner thigh, eye gaze looks left. Now you can continue one more time slowly, or if it feels better for you, just move with your breath side to side here. Breathe in one way, breathe out the other way. Okay, once we stretch into our shoulders, we have a sword swing today. Does that sound crazy or what? We're gonna do it together, don't you worry. 3, 2, and 1. Re-rise, please. Inhale, arms rise, stay wide. And then you clasp your sword however you feel good. I clasp my hands. Some people like to hold theirs like a golf club. So find a clasp. Bend your knees again. We're gonna swing around to the right, behind our heads, over our faces, and strike to the right. Swing left, behind our heads, around, over our faces, and strike left. Sword swings. Breathe in one way, breathe out. Into circle, out to strike. In. Now you don't have to breathe loud. I only do that so that you know how and when to breathe and you have an example. Your breath can be soft and light, can be in and out through the nose or in through nose and out through mouth. How do you feel best? What are we doing when we do this? Internal and external obliques, really good for the core. Very nice for shoulders and back. Not to mention the great leg workout we're getting. We have 3 more. In, out, twice more. 1 more, yogis. All right, if your hands are clasped, your palms may be sweaty. Shake them out. Wide leg forward fold again. Toes parallel or pigeon-toed. Bend your knees, hop your feet, or toe heel your feet in together. Have a kneeling position, so we're gonna land on the shins, knees, and tops of feet. Pull inner thighs together, sit on your heels. If this is horribly uncomfortable, try before you leave it. Either propping yourself up, I use my mat, or if you have a blanket or a little thin pillow or a sweatshirt nearby, you can do that. You even might need it on the tops of your ankles, but we're gonna stay here for a bit, so try to get comfy, yogis. Once you're here, hands come to your shins, or these are your thighs, excuse me, thighs, and eye gaze forward. Big breath in. Hands walk behind you. Can you tent your fingertips like you're popping a tennis ball in your hand? And just take your chest forward past your eye gaze. Think about squeezing shoulder blades in to kiss your spine, opening your heart forward, and if you can, lift up through your hips. Eye gaze comes skyward, stretching out through the front of our thighs, our quadricep muscles. Big breath in. Full breath out. 1 more big breath. As you exhale, hips fall back to heels, hands come back to thighs. Take a moment. Arms rise up as you inhale next time and twist over to the right side. Now, once you get here, we're gonna tick-tock in our neck. Ear falling side to side, shoulder to shoulder. I mention that because we're gonna change the place we land in a moment. Now try to come to the right collarbone and then the left collarbone. Think ear or chin down, ear or chin down. Really seated up tall here as we move through our neck. Coming back to the center with eyes first. Breathe in. Arms second. Exhale, twist to the left. Try to drop tension out of your jaw. Drop any worries and concerns and tick-tock ear to shoulder heads. Just a little bit goes a long way. I ask you to drop that tension out of your shoulders and your facial features so you can ease into your stretch. Chin more towards your collarbones, yogi, stretching into the backs of your necks here. We have 2 more. If there was an area of particular concern, feel free to linger in any spot. Eye gaze back up and forward, really soft in the neck, arms rise. Well done. 1 more position here, fingertips behind us again. Watch my knees. This is a tough one. So if you can't do it, don't worry. Don't beat yourself up. That's how it is. We will get strong and stretchy in the front of our legs. My knees are lifting as I'm leaning back. Now, I didn't just lift them. That's hard to do. I leaned back and then they lifted, but you're stretching the tops of your feet and the front of your ankles. Very difficult. Hang in. 1 breath. Nice job, yogis. Exhale. Release. Let's have a seat. Let your hips fall off to the side. And as you come forward, if you lifted there, you might need a little massage on the tops of your feet or the front of your ankles. Great job trying something new today. Let's take our left knee in and our right leg straight. Oh, I love these stretches. We're gonna hug so tight and then wrap right hand around the left knee. Keep hugging. Left hand behind you to sit up really tall and twist over your left shoulder. Great for hips, great for detoxifying with these deep twists, great for stretching out in our back bodies. Do you feel your right shoulder blade as you hug this knee in? Feel that? Breathe into all the areas you're feeling anything. Now, if it feels really good, right arm rises. It can come across, elbow outside the left knee, and then just allow your right hand to fall wherever it feels good, or you could keep it up in a high five. Coming back to the center when you're ready, sit really tall, may need to hug onto the knee. Arms rise. Try to scoot your body inside your left knee. Your butt cheek may rise, that's okay. Inside the left knee and fold over your right leg. Now, if you have mat around you, you can grab your mat and pull yourself forward. So you really use your mat under your heel to drive your nose forward towards your toes. Otherwise, you're welcome to just hold on to your leg, or if you can reach your foot, use that. Keep hugging your left knee in towards your shoulder here. One more inhalation, my friends. Big, slow breath in. Exhale, come to seated up tall and gather your inner shin towards your face. Still on this left knee. We're going to hug it in. Cradling the baby. So if possible, use hands on knee and foot and just move your leg around. If this feels really good to you, you can hug tighter and use the inner elbow creases. Find a little nook and just push your foot and your knee in there. Moving a little bit around to just massage and lubricate synovial fluid around your hip joint. Let's make sure we're seated up really tall here. All right, one more big breath in. We're starting a bow and arrow. I'm going to show you from the side. Use your left hand on the outer edge of your left foot, and your right hand may like to boost you up tall so we're not hunkered in. Sit tall, pull your left knee back like half happy baby, and press it forward. Pull it back, breathe in one way, out the other. Pull it in, push it back. Now listen, stay here if you like this. Come back to cradling your baby if you like that. If you want to move on with me, I have a funky option for us today. We're going to take this left leg and put it on like a backpack. Left arm comes inside. It's right between my thighs. I'm going to take my left leg over the shoulder, and I need to use my foot like this. Watch it. Clamp it down. It's going to hold on to my upper arm. Once I feel that, one hand on either side of my right leg. I'll show you from the side. We are going to lift, yogis, or we're going to try to lift today. One hand on either side, left foot clamped down. Press down through the hands, lift your butt, and then try to squeeze up to lift your right leg. Take a big breath in, try again. If you failed, I do all the time too. No worries, because now we have something to look forward to. We have something to work towards. Come back out, give yourself a cradle the baby, a bow and arrow, whatever feels good, and then release that left leg. Whew. You might like to massage out your hip flexor after that. Good job. Be really proud of that funky thing we just did. Right knee hugs in. Just really hug, literally hug your leg. Gives yourself a little squeeze into the belly. Let's come around the corner. Left arm continues hugging. Right arm reaches back to boost us tall. And then peek over your right shoulder. Draw your navel in. Keep it snapped into your spine. And that way you'll be able to twist just a bit more deeply. If you're having fun but want more, left arm can rise, cross over the right thigh, and you can keep your high five or allow your hand to fall softly to the ground. We have to really slow down our breath when we twist. It has a journey ahead of it. It's got to get through all those twists and turns. So slow down for one more here. Come on back to the center. Re-hug so you make sure you're seated up really tall. Arms follow to the sky. And then we come inside the right knee. Janu Shirshasana. It's okay if your right cheek lifts and then you fold here, or you can keep it down, whatever feels good. If you did have a yoga strap or a belt of some sort, you could use that around the ball of foot to help you forward. Use the sides of your mat or grip your left leg somewhere to guide you deeper. Keep hugging right knee in towards your right shoulder. One more breath, yogis. Low back, you feel it? Take a big nurturing breath down there. Exhale, rise and hug your right shin towards your chest. Now listen, if I started to sit like this, I need to use a hand to sit me really tall, keeping our spines erect, but not rigid, just really long and spacious. Moving through cradle to baby. Hands are great down low. If your hips will allow you, you can hug your leg really close, using your elbows into your knee and your foot. And I like to rock around, but sometimes you just live in a really tight body and that's not possible. So just holding it is nice too. Send breath and energy to where you need it. So this stretch never gets old. If you want to stay, please do. Or we come to bow and arrow. Right hand holds the blade edge of the foot. Think lying half happy baby, okay? That's the positioning. Hold on. Left hand is down, so we're seated really tall. Pull back your half happy baby, and then press forward. Otherwise known as bow, inhale, and arrow. If you feel a weirdness happening in your right IT band, you can just lessen, make it a little smaller. If it's still clicking or popping, you may just want to stick with your stretch through cradle to baby. All right, let's put this backpack on, my friends. Your right hand comes inside your right leg. So I hold my foot with my left hand, put my hand down, and then I want to cross my knee as high as I can over the back of right shoulder. Clamp that right foot down. You're holding on by this, pushing down. One hand on either side of your left leg, and then we do round our back for this one. Press your palms to lift your butt, and then use the strength in your quad. Squeeze your left leg up to the sky. Take a big breath in. Full exhalation. And if you wiped out and you need another shot, take it, yogis. Do what feels good. May want to give your leg a little relief with a cradle the baby, whatever it needs. Hug it back in. Give it a squeeze. And then send it out long. Beautiful job. Let's move our sits bones around so they're free of flesh. Tail is unobstructed. Bend your knees, hug the backs of your thighs, and roll into a cat shape right here. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, make space with your knees left to right so you can draw your chest through that little window. Exhale, ease back. Inhale, pull forward. And the next time we find our cat round, we're gonna roll it all the way to the ground. You do what feels best for you. Do you wanna take your knees with you, or do you wanna keep your feet flat? Just do something that feels great. We're rolling to our backs. Hugging your knees in towards our chest. And we're getting some bridges on today. I love bridges, they're so strong. Moving any which way through your knees, through your hips, give them a break. Maybe your arms are wide and you're just rocking side to side, giving your spine a massage. And when you feel relaxed and ready, let your feet fall. Either envision touching your Achilles with your fingers or reach down. Just make sure you can. If they're too far away, we want to scoot them in so we can touch them. All right, you good? Great. Arms wide, get cozy here. Press your heels down, but send your low back down. So you might want to do a little cat-cow. Navel up, pull it down. Feel that difference? We don't want any space between low back and floor. Pull it down. Press through heels to guide your hips skywards. Tucking your tailbone towards the backs of your knees, really pressing length into your spine. If you need more space in your low back, your heels can rise. And you're welcome to clasp hands under your low back, rock side to side, and walk your shoulders under your upper back to really boost you into the biggest bridge you've ever done. Breathing in. Can you look down towards your stomach and notice the beautiful diaphragmatic breathing, the rise and the fall. Squeeze knees towards one another as if you have a yoga block or a textbook between your knees and you're hugging it so you don't drop it. One more breath. Heels melt down, arms release, shoulders melt down, and our back comes down one vertebrae at a time. Spine long. Tail finally untucks and lengthens. And then allow your knees to fall open, side to side, soles of feet to come together. Arms reach overhead, holding opposite elbows, forearms or wrists. Extended butterfly pose. I love this posture. You might like to rock your knees like a seesaw. This posture has magical powers. If you find extended butterfly pose, it will amazingly release tension in your shoulders and hips. You just find it and relax. It's one of my favorite ways to listen to meditation. If you like guided meditations, try extended butterfly pose. All right, yogis, one more round of bridge. Let's release arms, bring them to your outer thighs if they need a little help closing. Retickle the Achilles, and then spread shoulders as you tuck tail and lift your buns. We're gonna keep our arms wide this time. Take your left knee in towards your chest. If you feel unbalanced, move your right foot a bit more in towards your midline. Send the left leg high to the sky, but we're gonna make a capital letter D today. So drop the leg down, knees together, out and back in. Make that big loopy part of the D. Out, knees together, and rise. Reverse again, down, out, up, out, in, and rise. One more, make a big D. Rebend left knee to chest. Foot flat. We might want that left one in close so we can draw our right knee in and we feel really stable. Right toes to sky. Drop down so knees are next to one another. Create the big loop of the D. And then switch directions. Loop first, straight part next. We're gonna go through two more like that. One breath for each section. It's hard to stay balanced here, isn't it? One more big D. Breathe in, breathe out. Little wiggly. Next time your knees are side by side, draw your right knee into your chest. Replace your right foot and re-articulate your spine. One little vertebrae at a time. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? Heels wide, knees knocked together, steeple knees. Take a moment to just completely relax. When we steeple our knees together with ankles wide, our back is very spread. We want it to be spread open and relaxed. Heels back in underneath, knees into chest. Rock a little side to side, and if you have to leave, it's 155. If you can stay, we're spinal twisting, which is oh so luxurious. So stay if you can, yogis. If you can't, namaste. Love you guys. Happy Friday, and I can't wait to see you next week. Knee to chest. Tap toes down. Scoot your hips to the left. Cross your left thigh over the right, and allow your knees to fall as slowly as you can, because it's a big stretch. You might want to support under your knees. If they're comfy, you can let them fall all the way down. Breathing to the low back. Eye gaze off to the left. Now, sometimes when we twist, we get kind of crunched top to bottom. So make sure your spine is really long as you're twisting around it. Begin the process of completely releasing your facial features. The clench of your jaw, loosen that hinge. Bottom drops from top. Your tongue rests a bit more heavily in the back of your bottom teeth. Your palate on the top is inflating like a parachute, lifting with the inhale. The basket is the bottom jaw, settling on the exhale. Eyes move back to the sky. If your back feels tender, uncross your knees first and then lift them. If it still feels tender, turn to the fetal position and roll your whole body up as one unit. Readjusting hips back under your shoulders. Take your hips to the right, cross right thigh over left, put a little support under your knees or allow them, if it feels okay, to fall into the floor. Spreading top to bottom, pull your head away from your tail. Arms are very wide and eye gaze looks off to the right. And let's finish settling into our facial features. Softening your cheekbones, your eye sockets. Think about 4 corners, top, bottom, corner, and corner side to side. softening in between your brows and all across your forehead. Take a big breath in. In your mind's eye, see any lines of focus and concentration. And as you exhale, allow them to drip off the right side of your face. Leave those stress, worries, and frustrations here in your yoga mat today. 2 more big breaths, specifically targeting anything where you're feeling twisty and very stretched. All those areas need a little extra TLC. Eye gaze back to the sky. Maybe you're uncrossing your legs or perhaps turning all the way to the fetal position. No matter what, we're rolling our eyes and our knees back to the sky. Taking another steeple knee to neutralize, widen, and lengthen our spines. Really nice moment to take a hand on belly and a hand on heart. As you inhale, feel your belly hand rise, followed by your chest hand. As you exhale, belly hand falls, followed by your chest hand. Knees widen, we hug in towards our armpits, massaging through your spine. And when you feel ready, we're either rolling to our side to use our top hands to press up, or we're rocking and rolling all the way up to seated, kneeling, standing, any way your body feels great exiting your class. Take a moment when you've found your position to bring hands to heart center. Bow your nose towards your fingers as a sign of gratitude for your bodies, your minds, your spiritual, your physical, your emotional practice. I'd like to thank you for helping everyone stay accountable. We all rely on each other. And when we breathe and move as one, despite our virtual borders, we are unified. Yoga is the yoking of our community together, the joining of our community. Please continue focusing on your breath. Allow it to guide you in every step you take today, every encounter you have, every relationship. Open yourself up to the beauty, the joy, and the happiness that this world has to offer. You've started off on the right foot with your practice today. I hope you have a terrific weekend. My light honors your light and bows to you. Namaste, yogis.